Good evening, you all. So, this is my submission for the full stack challenge, in which I have created a food ordering application, web based food ordering application. The stack that I'm using is MERN stack, including some packages, obviously, for such as JSON Web Token for cookies. In cookies, I'm storing email and roles so I can easily perform the required constraints, such as access management. So, without any further ado, let's just start our demo. So let me tell you how we're going to go through this. So in the assignment we have three main roles. So for the admin, manager, and member. So that's how we're going to go through it. First we're going to go through the admin flow. So the first person is Nick Fury. Obviously he's the admin, and so let's just log in with his ID, Nick Fury. Example.com, and let me just type in the buzzword. So here you can see on the top, we are on the dashboard page, and on the right in the bracket we can see the role of the person who is currently logged in. So we are currently logged in as admin. On the left we can see the number of restaurants which are available. So these restaurants on the left side are location based. So like we have mentioned, like you have mentioned in the third clause, the bonus objective, we can implement something that is location based filter. So that's what I have done. Is since Nuke Fury is from America, all the restaurants available on this left side are the American restaurants. So these are the things which are available. So suppose I add quinoa salad and tomato soup. So let me tell you how the backend is working right here. So whenever I add something, whenever I click on this add button, there is a card created. Not every time a card is created, every time I add the first new thing, the card is created. Obviously the card is created, and the card is created uniquely to the user's email. So right now for Nick Fury email, he has quinoa salad and tomato soup under the Green Delight restaurant, I guess. Yeah, Green Delight restaurant. So now the cart is, you can consider the cart as a checkout, because when we select something here, it automatically is available in the checkout, so we can check out. Now here you can see on the left side we have the restaurant name and the dish and the quantity. On the right side we have some calculations that we usually do, GST calculations and all. Here we can add, let me tell you the order details section. So what I am considering here is, it's a backend application. What I'm building here is a backend application. So it's like I'm sitting on the backend. The customer comes to me, maybe they call me and they say they want to order some quinoa salad and tomato soup. I order on their behalf. So here's the place where I put the order details for them. So suppose I'm ordering for Bharat, and my address is just say Boston. Let's type Boston. And now since we are admin, we must be able to pay, right? So we click on the pay button, and then we have this payment option. Now since we are admin, we must be able to add methods too. Several other payments method. It was mentioned in one of the conditions we had here. See, the admin can update payment methods. So let's click on the add method, and we have two more methods. We can add debit card and then close it. Now we can choose any method here. You click on UPI, you can see the cart is empty now, and when the order is created from here, they are shown in the orders tab on the top right. So I click on the top right tab. Here you can see order for me at 7:06 p.m. which I've done right here. The time here is 7:06 p.m. and since I'm an admin, I can also cancel the order. So I click on the cancel button. Now you can see the order is cancelled. Now let me tell you how it goes. So now you saw that the checkout cart has nothing in it, right? So the menu also has everything back to zero. So what I'm doing here is I've taken some insights from the Zomato app. So what you do on the Zomato app is, even if you add things today in the menu, there you're gonna see them even after 10 days, because they are on every addition, they are stored in the backend somewhere in the database. So that's what I'm doing. On every time I add some dish, I'm storing it in the bucket. with the unique ID of the users as a unique email ID of the user as a point under which I have a cart object, which I'll show later. So I'll just show some backend how I'm storing things. Okay, so this was the flow for the admin. Now let's log in with the member. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna log in with the member. As we can see, the member here is not the member. Let's log in with the manager now. The manager here is Captain Marvel. She's from India. So sorry for my mistake. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel at example.com, and here I add the password 1234. So here you can see the first thing on the left side, since Captain Marvel, she's from India. On this assignment here at this database, the restaurants available on the left side are just 3, and they are Indian origin restaurants. They are from India. So this is location based retrieval of restaurant names. So what's happening here is whenever I'm clicking on these restaurants, a fetch request is going to the backend, and their respective dishes are coming there, and they are in line with my checkout cart. So suppose I add something here, they are still available in my checkout cart. And if I go to home and if I check curry house dishes, they are still I have still one selected. So they are the checkout cart and my dashboard are kind of working in sync. Suppose now this is the manager flow. So let's see if the manager, since we had only one restriction on the manager, that they cannot add or update a payment method. Let's see if they can. So let's just say manager type here. It's from manager for manager. Let's just say they are from MIT or any location they want. They can pay, obviously. So we'll click on the pay button and we'll see if they can click on the add method. You can see even after clicking on it, you cannot click on the add method button. They can choose something else, suppose which is UPI. Now if I refresh this page, the checkout is gone. And if I see the orders, manager email, we have this payment UPI done at 7:09, which is close to 7:10, so it's the most recent one. And we can cancel here because manager can cancel some orders, so obviously we can cancel here. Now since we have seen the manager flow, now let's go and see the member flow, which is another. In the member flow, I've created another interesting thing. Let's find someone who is a member. Thanos is a member. Okay, so at example.com. Okay, so let's just type 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me check the first privilege. Every member can definitely add food into their cart. So I add paneer butter masala, maybe just not this one, maybe just 2 jeera rice, and I see my checkout cart. There is quantity 2, and you can see over here the pay button is disabled. So what I'm thinking, what I'm considering is, because so what I've done here is, since the members can only add things to the checkout, dishes to the checkout, and only managers and admins can pay for it. So what I've added an option is add to the queue. Suppose a customer comes up to you and they want you to add these things, and although you can add them to the cart, you cannot directly approve them or pay for them. Only your manager and admin can do it. So you can just add them to the add queue option. So let me just say, suppose there is customer and he lives in, just say San Diego. So I add it to the queue, and you can see there's nothing in the checkout anymore. On behalf of the customer, as a member, I have added something to the queue. Now here comes the queue. Here is on the top right, I have a queue. Here you can see here ordered by Thanos, who is a member, name customer, address San Diego. I have added this, and I cannot pay for it because that should be the case. If I added something to the queue, because I cannot pay for it in the checkout, I can also not pay for it in the queue. So this is the job of you can say the managers and the admins. Now let's see another constraint was the members cannot cancel the orders. So here we have, and here you can see the cancel button is not there. So they cannot cancel the order. Members cannot cancel the order. The color coding is here is a bit off, but yeah, if you'll zoom out, you'll see it is there. The button is there, but it is not clickable. Now let me click on the checkout. Nothing in the checkout, nothing in the queue. There was another restriction that the members cannot add payment methods. So since I have my payment method is inside the pay button, so if you cannot click on it, you update payment method modal is inside the pay button, so the payment component. So if you cannot click on the payment component, you cannot update anything, so that automatically puts members out of that constraint. So yeah, that's how we do it. Now let's just check my functionality that I've added. So suppose wait a second, suppose this is the queue of the person. He has added the for San Diego customer, he has added Jira Rice. Now since members cannot pay for them, managers and admins can. So what I'll do is I'll log in as a manager. So let me log in, let me find a manager. The manager, let me see, Captain Marvel. Let me log in by Captain Marvel at example.com, and the password is 1234. I log into it. You can see the post manager here. Without any thing, let's just go to the pay button. Now here you can see our order San Diego by the customer, by Thanos for customer, and the address is like that, and now we can pay for it. We click on the pay button, we have a total, we will just pay for it. QPI, as you can see, it should not be there anymore. It's not there anymore. The Jira Rice order for Thanos for the customer is not there anymore. Previous orders are there. So that is how the queue works. That's how I have implemented the queue. It was not available in the assignment, but that's how I thought of like how I can make sure the role of members is still something useful in this place, because in the assignment they were just being able to, all they can do is they can add, they view restaurants and they can add items. That's it. They should be able to, at least they should be able to create a cart, a set amount of cart for the managers and the admins to complete. So that's what I've done. So yeah, so this was my demo of the product, of the assignment. I hope you like it. Now I can show you the database schema on how I'm storing these things, because front end and all would be a bit too much. So what I'll do is I'll just go on to models and I will show you the checkout cart. The checkout cart is nothing. It has a string, it has email, cart, and timestamp. Very specific thing. The specific thing to learn here is cart. So in the cart we are storing objects. Now each object, the key for each object is the restaurant ID, and in those keys we are associating the value for those keys are arrays. Okay, those arrays are something that hold dishes for that particular restaurant. So what we're gonna do is so this is like the cart. Okay, email is the person and he has a cart. Okay, now inside that cart we have sections such as restaurant ID, restaurants section, restaurant number 1, restaurant number 2, and inside those restaurants we have dishes. Dishes is like, so the restaurants are represented by key of the object, and dishes are represented by inside array in the form of objects. So that's how I do it. This is the order queue, and you can see here is they're having a queue ID. Order by is the person who is ordering it for, the suppose the users such as managers and admins. Order for is for the customer name. Cart is what he's having. Total is the amount he or she is having. Total is the amount. Address is for the place. If I go to orders is where I store all of my orders, like the ones who are now done, like they are not in checkout, they are not even in the checkout queue, they are ordered. So they have a client email, they have a cart which mentions the products, They have payment method, through which payment method I have done it, and they have a date. Okay, they have a date which stores on which date it was done. Restaurant schema. Restaurant simply stores the restaurant ID, the name of the restaurant, the owner of the restaurant, the country of the restaurant, which is country is important to filter out the respective restaurants according to the user. Dishes is again an array of objects which are storing an array which multiple dishes with their names and their prices in it. User model, very simple model. Just the user name, email, role, country, password. Nothing specific here. If I were to show some controllers, I would show you this. Let's just start with the checkout controller. The video is getting long, I know it, but trying to explain my code up here. This add cart function is responsible for adding the elements into the cart. It makes sure that the items that are visible on the dashboard, the menus and the quantities that is mentioned on those, is in sync with the quantities mentioned in the cart. So if you have one item, jeera rice, in the cart as one quantity, it would be shown on the dashboard too, that okay, you have already added one jeera rice into the checkout. So that's why it's a bit too long of a function. I'm doing a lot of things here. Now below is the same one to remove something from the cart. Again, a long function. Get cart function is to get all the elements into the cart. Okay, so it's like the on the checkout page we have all the items. So that's how we use this function to show dishes, which is nothing, just how you get dishes when you send the restaurant ID. This function is used. Order is submit order. Submit order is a simple function. So when you're paying directly from this checkout page, you hit the submit order controller. And submit order queue, this one is when you're submitting order from the checkout queue. So this controller is it. The difference. Get orders is to get orders on the orders page. Get all the orders. Delete orders is to cancel those orders, to delete those orders. Queue is again. This is how I implemented queue. This is how you add add orders to the checkout queue. This is how you get those orders in the queue. And the restaurant is again, that's how you get restaurant names from here. Simple. User is simply, that's how you create a user. Then there is a login user. These are some dummy data I have used to implement. There's no runs every time. This is the auth function. Middleware, basically, I'm using cookies here, by the way. JSON web token. So this is to protect the APIs, to private the connections. Yep, that's it. I'm using cookies, by the way, to store role, country, and email ID of the user, so I can easily simplify the verification process. This is the front end. Here I have login and sign up pages. In the dashboard, I have all the checkout, dashboard, orders, payment modal, and queue page, respective components. That's it. So yeah, so that is it. That was this explanation of the assignment I've done. I hope you guys like it. I hope you have a nice day ahead, a nice evening or night ahead. Sorry. Yeah, good.